It's time for
Chair
the
Chicks.
Republican Party Chair Chicks from the Denver County Republicans. Christina Cook, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And the polar opposite is El Paso County. Tamara Farah, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
All right, let me just start over here. You guys volunteer to do some of the most insane work because everybody in the party hates each other, everybody complains, everybody fights, and then it all goes up to you as county chair. Why do you do it?
Because I believe in this country and I believe in our party. We are red hot on the right, okay? On the left, there are 50 shades of dark blue, but we're red hot. And I really believe, yes, we have an issue with getting the message out, the real story that's happening, but our president has turned this country around. I mean, the economy's better than it's been since I was 9 years old. Please don't do the math. And, you know, women, I was just reading today, 56% of the 5.6 million new jobs have gone to women. So whether it's women or, you know, any variety of other groups of people, African Americans, Hispanics, everybody, unemployment is lower than it's been or it's near record lows. So I was in a meeting the other day and the vice president was speaking. He told a fun story. He and his wife were on the beach and two guys with big bellies, seriously, this is how he told it.
The vice president was on the beach.
Was on the beach with
Were
his wife.
they both wearing those old school wool bathing suits that go all the way to the ankles?
Yeah, I don't
I'm pretty
know.
sure.
I kind of don't think so. But anyway, so these two guys with beer bellies and big Budweiser T-shirts, no joke, were walking down. One points at him and says, "You're the vice president, aren't you?" And he was like, "Yeah, I am." He goes, "Well, you tell the president I made twice as much last year as I did the year before, so keep doing what he's doing."
Oh my God! Now you're in Denver.
Yes.
There are no Republicans by law in Denver.
That's not
Why
true.
do you do this? You're a hunted species in Denver.
That's
At least they're allowed to roam down in Colorado Springs.
They are allowed to roam
freely.
free down there. We have a designated area. I mean, I went to my caucus in 2012. We could have held my precinct caucus in a phone booth. And it's not because, you know, we had so few people, so few Republicans within my precinct. It was because nobody knew to turn out. Nobody wanted to turn out. And a lot of people have the same attitude you just expressed, that there's no use in being a Republican in Denver. But that is absolutely false. So all of our cities, almost all of our cities across the nation, are ruled by Democrats, and almost all of our cities are going downhill, and they're going downhill fast. So for me, I'm looking at the municipal level going, Republican solutions are the right solutions for Denver. We've got to find a way in order to work our way into the municipal government, have an effect on the municipal government, and then expand it from there. So that's my long-term vision.
My frustration with the party has always been communication. Well, one, I think the party is dysfunctional when it gets into power and all sorts of things, but even getting a message out. You just talked about, I'll use the term pain points. You know, there are people who are worried about issues. Their health care is too high. Getting a car is hard. Yep. Getting a business going is hard. There are these things, and I think Republicans have answers. Why is it that Republicans as a whole seem to be so bad at coming up with that? I'll give, as a general, getting rid of Obamacare. I mean, people wanted to do that. We had the opportunity, and what are we going to replace it with? We can't ever seem to crystallize this in a way that regular people understand. First of all, am I off on that?
Especially concerning Obamacare, I'd say that you're probably right. I mean, I've had a problem with our messaging because I don't think we're approaching it from the right direction. You know, I'm a conservative because I care about people. I'm a conservative because I know that the Republican policies that our party espouses are the solutions that create a thriving human society. That's why I am a conservative. We don't get that message out enough because I think that a lot of people, you're both sitting here nodding your heads, a lot of people share that. We don't do, we tend to focus on facts and figures. And
we don't connect it to people, which is if we lower the tax rate here, it means you have more money to invest, which gives more jobs. If you want a good economy, this is what we have to do. We don't attach it to the people, we attach it to the policies. And the left attaches it to people. That, in a nutshell.
Right. Well, if you think about just what you hit on there, tax cuts, right? I mean, 70% of Coloradans experienced the benefit of the tax overhaul and the tax cuts that came through this president, which, by the way, also did away with the individual mandate, which was a huge financial burden put on people, everyday people, without a choice, I might add. we're the party of choice. That is true.
Absolutely.
And, but the left's healthcare solutions take away people's choices. I mean, I'm on the board of Colorado Women's Alliance. We did a huge study on women, what issues matter to them. It's not rocket science. Number one across Colorado for independent women is healthcare. But the thing is, we all know that if you let the marketplace have options and not have undue regulations that hinder competition, people will come up with inexpensive solutions to help moms with a couple kids and, not a very good plan. Whereas the Democrats want to take away all your freedom. You will not be able to have a private plan, and to the tune of $32 trillion.
Exactly.
So we really do offer more choices for single moms, for single dads, for families just starting out. You will have more opportunity and choice on balance when you vote Republican than if you vote Democrat.
The thing that's always gotten me is I remember when liberals believed in free speech. I remember when liberals believed in due process.
Now you're dating yourself.
Yeah, forget about that. I remember when liberals believed these things. Those gorgeous years of Norman Lear and the ACLU and the ends don't justify the means. It was beaten into us through media. Now I'm starting to see a real difference between liberals, who are very quiet, and progressives, who the ends justify the means.
Right.
Whether it's the speech codes on college campuses, whether it's the red flag bill, which takes away due process, even though a red flag bill is a good idea, the things that they're doing seem so out of touch. And it seems like there's an opportunity for people who truly believe in liberty, truly believe in, who are liberal, to say, wait, that's illiberal. And now it's the Republicans who believe in something that used to be civil liberties.
Well, exactly, and I think that's part of what you're seeing. And you look at the walkaway movement, for example. And that's the party's job right now, is really to give folks who are disillusioned with the left, with the Democrat Party, a place to walk to. If they're going to walk away, we need to be a beacon of hope for them. And so I think that will happen, because you're right. There is a centrist group that says, look, I just want to be left alone. I don't want my government telling me. I don't want my neighbor telling me. I don't want you making choices for me. That's the Republican platform. But we've gotten such bad press for so long, and such an inability, in the face of all the obstacles of Hollywood, the news media, and just the outright lies that are being told, and so forth. It's an uphill battle. It's an obstacle. It's been tough to get our message out through. But with social media, I think we have an opportunity here. We need to take advantage of it. We need to get out there.
I think that the gentleman that approached the vice president on the beach and with the Budweiser T-shirt and saying my salary has doubled, his salary didn't double because the government gave him a bigger check.
Right.
His salary doubled in a way that he felt dignified, the dignity of work. He was proud. He couldn't wait to, oh my gosh, the vice president, I can tell him. That was because of Republican policies that unleash the free market and do create, on balance, more opportunity.
We've only got a couple minutes. Let me drill down into why our party. Actually, I'm unaffiliated this time, since that way I can play in all the primaries. But
we
why
trust you'll vote Republican, though.
Why is it that Republicans have such a hard time reaching particularly suburban women? Why is it that particularly unaffiliated single women in the suburbs, this is our demographic that we can't reach? Because we try to communicate, but I swear to God, these broads aren't listening.
That might be part of your problem right there.
I don't understand.
I'm going to spitball that a little bit, but I'm going to let Tamara take this one, actually, because you've got that demographic within your
It really is.
county.
This is the demographic that the party and conservatives have a hard time connecting that emotional message you just talked to
Yes.
about. Why?
And I think you're right. And of course, we live in such a multi-channel communication era. And so part of it is we need to know, where are those millennial women hanging out? And they, and there's studies, we can look there. We can say they hang out on certain blog sites. They hang out on certain, obviously Instagram and, various social media sites, not just Facebook. So part of it is getting our message adequately to them in a way that they can hear it. So let's say the environment, for example. The environment is huge for millennials. They won't even go to certain hotels if that hotel isn't giving you the option to not wash their towels, right? It's so important to them. So again, I'm going to go back to our president. He has done more for the environment. How many have either of you heard about it? Right, who's hearing about it?
Right.
But they're doing forest fire mitigation like never before. 1 million new acres have been preserved in federal lands. I mean, people have mixed feelings about some of that. Water is being studied so that we have adequate water delivery. On it goes. So, it's just getting that message.
But does that reach to suburban women, especially
Well, they
suburban women?
care about those
They do
things
care about it.
deeply.
But there is a disconnect. How are you going to fix it?
How am I going to fix it?
Because let me tell you, my luck with women isn't as good as you think.
How am I going to fix it in an urban county? How am I going to reach suburban women? So, I mean, we all work together within the metro area in terms of trying to get a cohesive message. Our approach is looking at it from a different angle. The Republican values are about community, they're about helping each other, and it's that kind of angle that we're working on.
Well, and also what you're doing is different.
important.
You're actually talking to people. And that's something that I think our party hasn't done. So
Right.
hats off to both of you, because